If you're a Jet fan out there, you want Aaron Rodgers. I don't care how old Aaron Rodgers is. If he could still play, he gives you the best chance to win now. Lamar Jackson, everybody's been talking about if he gets franchised, he's going to want to go elsewhere. The Jets are connected to the Baltimore Ravens because of Joe Douglas. Ozzie Newsom's last pick of his career as a GM was Lamar Jackson. So a lot of things that really stand out on why a lot of people, including Peter King, think that the Jets should go after Lamar Jackson would make sense. Derek Carr is visiting the New York Jets this week. If I were the Jets, I would sway him. This is the organization he wants to play for. Because if the Jets sign Derek Carr, you don't have to trade picks. All you have to do is pay him. You keep your picks, you build around Derek Carr with your picks, and you move forward. If you go after Lamar Jackson, he's going to want $200 million guaranteed, and he's going to want $50 million a year. Probably the most upside out of all these quarterbacks, being that he's 26 and he's talented and he's already won an MVP. You got to change your offense with Lamar Jackson. Teaching these young players how to run the Lamar Jackson pistol offense.
They just hired Nathaniel Hackett as an offensive coordinator who had trouble with another running quarterback last year.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Derek Carr makes a lot of sense. He can make every single throw. He likes to call plays and audible plays at the line of scrimmage. He knows the West Coast offense. So being that he has the whole weekend with his family to hang out with the Jets in New Jersey, aka New York, get to sightsee, get to look at the city, eat the food here, I would sway to Derek Carr and his family that this is the place he wants to be. Aaron Rodgers has to decide after his dark retreat what he is doing. Is he retiring? Is he going back to Green Bay, even though I've heard that Green Bay doesn't want him back? What the Jets have to do to trade for him? What are they going to have to give up? There's a lot of what ifs or coulda, shoulda, woulda with the Jets because you don't know where the Jets are going to go with this. Now, I think they're going to get one of them. Woody Johnson came out and said at the Super Bowl, their number one priority is to bring a veteran quarterback in. Who are the two best veteran quarterbacks that are available right now? Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers.
Joe Douglas is not going to trade all those draft picks, too, for Lamar Jackson. And something like Aaron Rodgers, too. He's only going to get it at his price.
I don't think they're going to give up a one. I don't think because Green Bay is already saying they don't want him there anymore. That lowers the price.
Yeah. If they sway Derek Carr before that, you're essentially accelerating the market because Aaron Rodgers is limited in terms of the teams he could be traded to as it is because the Packers don't want to trade him to another NFC team. So you're essentially hoping the Raiders give you a first-round pick at that point because the other team that had a long shot was the Colts, but I don't think that's likely anymore either. I think Steichen's going to want his own guys.
It's a foregone conclusion Jimmy Garoppolo is going to the Raiders. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't go to the Jets, where does he go? The Tennessee Titans?
Maybe, but they have to shed a lot of money to make it work. It's the same thing we talked about last week with Derek Carr and the Saints.
If it's not the Jets, where does Aaron Rodgers go?
I think he'll still end up going to the Raiders, but I think the Raiders will overpay for him. They love flashy moves like that. The Super Bowl's in Vegas this year.
Everything that I've read is Jimmy Garoppolo. They're inviting Jimmy to come and visit the Raiders. He fits the scheme. He knows Josh McDaniels' offense. He was there with the Patriots all those years with Josh McDaniels. I think they're going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. If Derek Carr didn't fit the scheme of Josh McDaniels, what makes anybody think that Aaron Rodgers is going to want to run that scheme? Aaron Rodgers likes to call audibles at the line of scrimmage. How is Josh McDaniels going to change his mind when we know he's an egotistical maniac? It's not going to work.
Josh McDaniels, you don't deserve that kind of ego if you trade for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers gets full-blown control of every audible imaginable.
It's not going to happen.
I didn't think it's going to work.
That's why he's not going there.
He's stubborn as hell, but I feel like it's still a move the Raiders front office.
There's no way the Raiders are going to do that. Jimmy Garoppolo's been in a Super Bowl. He has taken teams to the playoffs. I think it makes a lot of sense why they would go after Jimmy Garoppolo. You could still win with Jimmy, and Jimmy is going to run the scheme that you want him to run. Aaron will not. The Jets have Nathaniel Hackett. That's Aaron Rodgers' man. Nathaniel Hackett and the Jets are the perfect fit and the only fit for Aaron Rodgers right now. So if Aaron doesn't decide soon on what he wants to do, the Jets are going to go elsewhere, and it will be Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to go see Carolina, the Buccaneers. There are 4 teams David Carr said that Derek Carr will be interested in, and he wants to go to a team that has a top 10 defense, a good offensive line, and weapons.
Buccaneers don't have a good offensive line, so why they're the betting favorites to get him, I'm not really sure. They definitely have the weapons.
It's Tampa. They won a Super Bowl. Derek would like the sun. He was in Vegas. He was in Oakland. He's been in hot places his whole career. So Tampa's a beautiful city, and I think that would be a place he would love to go. But Tampa Bay, Carolina, and the Jets, I would want to go to the Jets.